Hey guys, this is NitroZombie, and in today's video we're going to be bombing the nether to try to get as much ancient debris as possible. And we're going to be utilizing a TNT Bomber design that I made a video on a little while back. I'll put the link up in the top right of the screen right now if you want to check that out. I'm going to be doing this all in survival so you guys can get a good idea of what it's going to be like if you try to do this in your survival world. So the most important thing whenever you start doing this is the location. You need to find the perfect spot in the nether to be able to pull this off. The bomber needs to be about 20 blocks, maybe a little bit more above the floor, or else the TNT has a possibility of jumping back up and destroying the components of the bomber itself. And we're going to do this a couple different ways and test this out. This is actually the first time that I've ever done this. So it's going to be interesting to see how effective this is. I'm expecting that we'll get pretty good results, but we'll see. We're going to first try it being stable, just dropping down in the same spot, and then we're going to do it where it flies all the way over here, and then it ping-pongs back and forth. So we found a good spot here in a nether waste biome. That's probably going to be your best bet. Soul Sand valleys are nice and flat, but ghasts are going to be spawning like crazy. That's something that you really got to be on top of as you're doing this and building this bomber, or ghasts. If a ghast fires on you while you're up there, it'll definitely destroy that bomber. So you can try it in a Soul Sand Valley, and I might do that at some point to test it out, but I imagine that it's going to make it really difficult to do. So I've got a TNT duplicator set up over here. I'm not going to be doing a step-by-step on how to make this in this video. If you want to try to make this yourself, check that link that I mentioned about the tutorial video I did a little while back. This thing is not that difficult to make, but it does use some resources that you're probably not going to have early game, like all of this slime. So it's going to be more of a mid to late game thing if you end up making this in your world. And the main thing that we're going to be fighting against is lava. As this thing bombs out the area, it's definitely going to uncover some lava. We just tried to minimize the area where the lava is going to be. Otherwise, it might be kind of hard to see the ancient debris that it does reveal. So let's go ahead and get this thing started and see what happens. Wow, okay, well that is a big hole, and right off the bat I can see some ancient debris. There's a 2-piece over there, there's a 1-piece, there's a decent amount of lava that got exposed here. So let's see if we can at least soak up a little bit of this stuff. I've got some buckets. I'm gonna go ahead and chug a fire potion, go down there and see if we can collect some of this stuff with buckets and reveal a little bit more of this area. We were able to block off a lot of the lava flow that we were initially seeing. There's just one block little lava sources that is scattered all throughout the netherrack, and then you've got these little bigger pockets of lava where it's just not going to be worth your time to try to soak that up and see if there's anything behind that. This thing does not take that long to build once you get the hang of it. You can just move it to spot and just find what you can and then move on. Looks like it got 1 piece over here. Go down here a little bit closer and see what we got. Okay, I think that's a 2-piece that's right up above me. And we're stuck. Yeah, we got 1 there, 2 there. Not sure if there's any more down here. But that's pretty good for just a quick little bombing. And it just cranks out the TNT as fast as you can hit this lever. So next what we're going to do is going to go ahead and set up the flying machine, attach it to the TNT duplicator, send it on its course, and see how effective that is. Flying machine has been constructed and we're ready to go. All we got to do is flick this lever. Before we do it, let me run down here and show you what we got. All we had to do was put one piece of obsidian on the far end for it to ricochet off of and head back. It'll probably take about 5 passes before we get all the way down to bedrock. Had to shave just a little bit off the sides here for it to come through safely. Didn't have to do much work in this area, so that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and load in my camera count so we can get a good view of the destruction, and we'll see how this goes. Well, after just a couple of passes, we've gotten pretty deep and we have uncovered a ton of lava. There's just all kinds of one-block source blocks like we had over here that it just really floods the area. Down there at the end, we've got a little bit more serious of a lava pocket, but I'm hoping that by taking out just a few source blocks in the middle here, we'll be able to clear out most of this stuff. So I'm going to chug another fire potion. And then I'm going to try to get this stuff with buckets and see how much we can get rid of. Well, we have soaked up a lot of lava. I've gone through a ton of buckets, picking up little source blocks of lava and some of the bigger pockets. And I've just totally given up on this section over here because it's just too big of a lava lake. I've actually just brought the piece of obsidian forward about 20 or so blocks so it just doesn't go all the way over here, because there's no way that I'm going to pick up all of that lava or soak it all up. But over here, we are ready to go ahead and continue the bombing run. So I'm going to go ahead and trigger this guy again and hopefully get down to bedrock with minimal lava. Well, we're down to bedrock, so I'm going to go ahead and trigger off this flying machine. You can already see several pieces of ancient debris that's been revealed. And let's go ahead and soak up just a few of these little lava falls that we've exposed on this past run and see what we've got. There's quite a few deposits of ancient debris throughout this trench. Got some back here. I'd say at least 20 or so all throughout here. But honestly, I don't think that it is worth all the effort to get rid of the lava to expose it whenever you use this as a bomber. I think that the best use of this guy is just using it in the stable form. The hole seems like it's a little bit bigger, and not as much lava is exposed, and it's not as much effort. So I think that this does still have its use being a flying machine to make spawn-proof perimeters in the nether for wither skeleton farms, gold farms, all other kind of farms really. But I don't know that this is really good for mining for ancient debris. I still think that using it just like this over here in its just stable form is the way to go. And if it exposes a bunch of lava whenever you use it, just tear it down and then move to the next one. But whenever it exposes just these little pockets like this, use a bucket, grab it. One over here too. and that's not that big of a deal. Usually it's just the very top source block that you need to pick up, and you can carry right on doing what you were doing. And building this thing up here just takes a matter of seconds. It takes quite a bit longer to do the whole flying machine, get all the parts just right. But for the effort that's required just to build this unit right here and run it, I think that this is definitely the way to go. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please hit that like button and consider subscribing to see more content like this in the future. And I'll see you guys next time.